Y'all, the nerve, I just can't.
Cordelia needs to throw hands with this little girl Grace.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the end of the video. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I know we were supposed to finish this series that I started on Tuesday. However, this week was finals week for MJ and I, and we were definitely overwhelmed and could not fit in writing in a screenwrite and a novella within this week. We still want to do this series for y'all and we're really invested in it. Since school is over for us now, we have so much more time to dedicate and put attention into this project. So tune in next week so you can see how we finish that project. But today I really want to do a reading vlog because I've been in the mood to read, especially because I have way more time now, so I want to start reading again. As you all know, I'm a big fan of Cassandra Clare and I will always love the Shadowhunter World and series. Cassandra Clare recently released a new series in her Shadowhunter World called Chain of Gold. And I actually read this book already. I read it the first day I got it in the mail, but I read it so fast that I kind of didn't really digest everything that happened. So today I'm gonna reread and give you my second impressions on the book. So without further ado, I'm Christine and this is Editorial Edge. Like I already said, I already read Chain of Gold and I loved it, but I don't think I loved it as much as I thought I was. And I don't know if that's because I read it so fast. But to give y'all my first impressions and what I remember when reading this for the first time, I was in love with the idea that this took place after the Infernal Devices. That's probably my favorite series out of the entire Shadowhunter world. And I really love how Cassandra Clare is able to weave in some historical fiction into her books. And the main thing that I loved about this book when reading it initially was that Cassandra Clare also involved the conversation of colorism in this book. Although she doesn't really go into it in detail, I think her mentioning it and kind of making that a topic of discussion was really important to me, especially because in YA there's a tendency to have a lot of white protagonists, especially in fantasy. But okay, let me stop talking and let's get into the reading vlog.
So this is future Christine while I'm mid-reading but also editing. I'm gonna put the timestamps for all the spoiler parts of this video in the description bar below. So if you haven't read Chain of Gold and you don't want to be spoiled, I'll let you know in the comments where to skip to and from the video. So I'm still on chapter 1, but I really love Lucy's character. I think she's hilarious and I really love the dynamic between her and her brother James. I'm such a sucker for like witty and just sibling banter in general. Just wanted to note that. Also, to add on to how I'm a sucker for sibling banter, Cordelia and Alistair's relationship is also just so relatable because my brother and I, although we don't fight, we do just make really quick and smart remarks to each other. I just thought it was really cute and I just like the inclusion of different types of siblings. Something that I really enjoy about all of Cassandra Clare's books and just the entire Shadowhunter world in general, just the closeness that all these characters have towards one another is really interesting and something I really like reading about, because despite the fact that they're demon hunters and there's always something going on in their world and a war is about to happen, this idea and this trope of loyalty towards one another is something I think is amazing about Cassandra Clare's books. Y'all, warning, there's gonna be a spoiler. So if you haven't read the book, you can skip about 10 seconds. The scene where James is dancing with Cordelia and Grace suddenly walks in and James just drops and leaves Cordelia on the dance floor. My heart literally dropped the first time, and rereading it again, I just can't even finish the scene. Imagine being in love with someone for so long and you finally have a chance to dance with them and they're like complimenting you, juicing your head, and another girl walks in and he drops and leaves you on the dance floor while everyone else is dancing and you're just left alone in the middle of the dance floor now. The nerve, I just can't. I didn't forget about this scene, but I just forgot how this scene made me react the first time, because I'm like, oh my god, poor Cordelia. Like, I would just be heartbroken. I would leave. If that was me, I just could never show face anymore. That is just so embarrassing and so sad. Oh my god. I'm always so awed at how Cassandra Clare is able to weave so many subplots together so perfectly. Even though I read this book already and I know the gist of what happens, it's these little details and little scenes that she puts in that are so specific to a character and what they're going through in that moment. I just love that it exists. The fact that I know how this ends just breaks my heart again. Because why? Why, James? Why are you so confused? Alright, so I have gone through this much of the book already. So just a few more chapters. I'm really glad I made the decision to reread Chain of Gold because my heart actually just can't take it anymore. And it just goes back to what I was saying about my excitement over reading again, because this is literally what I crave and what I love about books. The roller coaster of emotions that I feel and the attachment that I get put into when reading these books is beyond my vocabulary. So I'm gonna take a little break. I'm probably gonna edit the first few clips and then come back and finish the book. This part of the book right here is the epitome of heartbreak and anger. If you know, you know. I forgot about Grace and her scheme and all the black magic and necromancy that she's a part of. It just ultimately kills any chance for James and Cordelia to be together at the end of this book. Honestly, at this point, Grace can catch hands. I don't care. I really don't like her. She's literally possessing him. James, who has now realized that he loves Cordelia. And Grace has to walk back into his life after all the things that she did. So what's good, Grace? Like, Cordelia needs to throw hands with this little girl, Grace. I don't even know if I can end this book anymore. I am done. I'm fully done. I remember this part of the book and I remember how I felt, and rereading it just makes it hurt even more. I'm getting emotional because what the heck is happening? I just want to read the passage to y'all because it just hurts to read. It says, he took a step toward her. She could see that his hands were shaking slightly. A moment later, he was kneeling on the rug in front of her, his head tipped back, his eyes fixed on her face. She realized what he was about to do and lifted her hands to protest, but it was already too late. Daisy, he said, will you marry me? The world seemed to stop. She thought of the clocks in Blackthorn Manor, all frozen at 20 to 9. She thought of the 1,000 times she had imagined James saying these words, but never under these circumstances. Never like this. James, she said, you don't love me. He rose to his feet. He was no longer kneeling. She was glad for it. But he was still close to her. So close to her, she could have reached out and set her palm against his chest. No, he said. I don't. Just deceased. This book made me feel a lot of things the first time I read it, and I can say with certainty
that it's completely shattered my heart the second time reading it. I definitely felt more emotional reading this the second time around, now that I know what happened and I was now looking for clues, or I was like tying the ending to the beginning. It's just even more devastating. I started this book in the morning and it's the afternoon now, and I can say that this book has taken me on a roller coaster of emotions that I haven't felt in any other book, even in any of her other books. I did not expect the things. I just can't. Ma'am, I would really love to have the second book out because I'm ready to know what happens, because this, I can't live with this ending. Those are my concluding thoughts. Okay, bye. Thank you again for watching this video. I really hope that y'all enjoyed following me around as I reread Cassandra Clare's Chain of Gold. I'm really excited to do more reading vlogs and have a chance to document that and share this experience with you all, because I love books, and although I'm mainly an author tuber, my main inspiration is reading other authors. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I also created a new bookstagram, so I'll link that down below. Follow me at Editorial Edge by Christine Harris. And until next time, bye y'all.